Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I just got my conch pierced and I was wanting to talk about it a little bit. So, I was at the mall today, so I know before anyone gives me crap, blah blah blah, mall piercings are bad, we already always know this. So, curiosity got the best of me, and I decided to go in just to see how much it was. I didn't, make any plans or anything, but I was just checking it out. Well, it was like $60, but the piercer wasn't in yet. So I waited about an hour, walked around the mall, did whatever, came back, and then I waited another 20 minutes with about two other people. One of the people that were ahead of me, you could tell she was kind of nervous, so she ended up just leaving or rescheduling or something. And then the girl next to me, she was getting the other side of her nostril done so that she had both sides done, which was pretty freaking cool. And they took her back. She was only back there for like 15 minutes. I think most of it was lining it up to make sure that the one she already had and the one she was getting were both perfectly straight and everything. So she comes back out after she gets it, and she was like, "Oh, it was super easy, blah blah blah." And she was like, "Oh, it's super easy, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's good." And she told me good luck, which was really sweet. And then so it was my turn to go back, and I was like, "Well, what's the highest you can pierce it at? Like, what's the highest gauge you can pierce it at without doing a conch punch?" And she was like, "Well, we can do a 14 gauge, but I usually pierce them at a 16 gauge." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, I don't really know what that looks like, so let me see them, let me compare them, blah, blah." And I decided to go with the 14. She said that she's done a few, like, with a 14, but it's all personal preference. So then she's setting everything up with the needle size and with the jewelry size, and she let me pick my jewelry too. So I could have got a hoop or, whatever, and I chose to get just like a flat back with like just a regular ball on the front, like a lip stud. And then so she tries to bend the needle, but she couldn't bend the needle because it was so thick of a gauge that she was like, "Oh, well, I can't bend it, so we're just gonna have to do it with a straight needle," which wasn't really an issue. She was just letting me know. And so she marks it once. The first time she marks it, it was kind of low, so we both agreed to move it a little bit higher, but not further in. So it was in far enough where I liked it, but I wanted it a little bit higher, which she was cool with moving it. And then, so she lines it up, and I'm already, like, getting my breathing ready, like, and she was like, "Just breathe normally," and I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I started breathing normal, and then she was like, "I'll let you know right before I do it," and I was like, "Okay." So she lines it up, and she's like, "Okay, deep breath in, and then out," and I was like, "Phew," and then she poked it through, and it actually was not that bad. I was thinking that because it was cartilage, it was in like thick cartilage too, that it was gonna be like really bad and everything. So, long story short, guys, so my camera cut out, so it's currently the next day. But just to reiterate, the piercing itself was only about like a 3 out of 10 on the pain scale. But then her threading the jewelry through itself, because it was externally threaded, that, I don't know, that was probably about like a 5 out of 10 for me. It hurt a decent amount, but not so much to the point to where if I was getting the other side done as well that I couldn't get it done. Like, it was fine. I've had it for about 48 hours. I've cleaned it twice. I'm actually about to go clean it again before I go to bed. I've bumped it once. hurt a little bit. It feels kind of bruised, but it's fine for the most part. It seems to be doing good. But anyway, I'm getting my first tattoo in April, so I might vlog that. I'm not really sure yet. That's kind of up in the air at the moment. But if I do, that's something you guys can check out. And if not, that's cool too. But either way, if I do see you later, that's cool. And I'll see you then. Bye, guys.